So this is a letter to first responders and members of the medical community. So how can I believe in a God who would allow tragedy and trauma? So I answer that question with another question, and the question is, by what standard do we judge justice or injustice? So your worldview without God can't even define justice. A humanist or an atheist says only the strong survive. So mercy, compassion, empathy has no place in that worldview. Therefore, only a worldview that has God as the overseer of all things can define justice or comfort or suffering, because it's existent in that worldview, where the atheistic worldview or the humanist worldview doesn't even make room for things like compassion or mercy or empathy. So why do we do that? What do we get from eliminating God? We do get autonomy, but it's a fake version of autonomy, because God still exists. Just because we say he doesn't exist, just because we say he doesn't exist, doesn't mean he actually doesn't exist. The other problem with eliminating God is that we have our purpose stolen from us. See, if there's no God, then there's no purpose for suffering. It's just arbitrary time and chance acting on matter. It's just bad luck. It's just you drew the short straw. And if that's true, then there's no purpose. It's just random. And what that does is that leads us to despair, especially for the medical community and the first responder. So what is the purpose of suffering? So suffering exposes injustice, rightly defined. If injustice had no consequences, there wouldn't be any suffering. So suffering provides value to comfort. So if you don't have darkness, you don't have light. The only way to tell if something is good is when wrong is threatening it. Mercy is desired most when judgment is imminent. So when the one providing care enters the environment, the greater the suffering, the greater the relief, the greater the value, and the greater your purpose. Well, how should I respond to suffering then, or trauma? The answer to that is complicated but simple all at the same time. It simply involves you living out your calling. So your response is God's response. In the face of intense trauma and suffering, he sent you. Even if you don't believe in him, he sent you. And your service, and you know this, is not for you anyway. A person who is in pain doesn't care what you believe. They just want the suffering to stop. So one positive experience, one positive interaction can offset a lifetime of pain and dysfunction. And when you walk in the room, that's what you provide. Theologian R.C. Sproul said, if there was one errant molecule, then Yahweh is not God. That may sound like a bit of an overstatement. But if God has bound himself to give you free will, the results are on you. So stop praying for the well-being of your patients. Stop praying for the salvation of loved ones. Stop praying for comfort for the hurting, if that's your worldview. If this world has been given free will, then God has no say. So why appeal to a being who is powerless? Instead, he has numbered every person's days. Your call is to serve and to care. The results are on him. The Hippocratic Oath is about response, not results. You're a first responder, not a first resulter. You might say, but I'm angry. Let him be angry. He's better at it. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. The tender care and compassion, he's left that up to you. See, if there's no God, then there's no vengeance. Think about it. Is death enough of a punishment for someone who's inflicting this kind of injustice? No, the punishment has to be greater, because the punishment with God always fits the crime. So let him be the one who brings the wrath, and you respond. And when you do, thank you.